Merry Christmas Eve, Tommy. It's your Uncle Tad here, and I just wanted to read you a little Christmas story from a long, long time ago. I'm here with your friend, Chloe, and I just wanted to let you know that I love you very much. So here it goes. Back in a time when there wasn't any cars, and people moved around on horses and bicycles, and there was a time when there were no TVs, chainsaws, or weed whackers. People were just happy to have a warm coat when they were cold and a bed to sleep on when they were tired. This is a story about two boys who met in a small town called Huntington Beach, California. One boy's name was Gavin. Gavin was 5 years old and lived in a small house with his family. They were poor and didn't have any money, but Gavin's dad worked very hard and they always had just enough food to feed his great family. They were very happy together. The other boy's name was Nicholas. Nicholas was also 5 years old and his family had just moved to Huntington Beach. Nicholas was a troublemaker and a bully. He was a big boy and everyone was scared of him in the neighborhood. He was always picking on the other kids and fighting. Nicholas did not have a happy family. They lived in a house that was falling apart and nobody ever saw his dad. His clothes were always dirty and he never took a bath and smelled very badly. It was a rainy day near Christmas time when Gavin and Nicholas met for the first time. Gavin and all of his friends were playing in the sand at Huntington Beach when Nicholas saw them and came over. Everyone was really quiet because they heard that Nicholas was really mean and always wanted to fight. Gavin noticed Nicholas had holes in his shirts and his shoes had no laces. Nicholas said, "What are you girls doing?" Nobody wanted to answer. They were too scared. Finally, Gavin spoke up and said, "Hi, Nicholas." "Hi, Nicholas. We're building sandcastles. Do you want to play with us?" Nicholas looked at Gavin with a stare, and he was silent. He thought for a second. He didn't know what to say because nobody was ever nice to him. Finally, he yelled at Gavin, "I don't play with girls!" And he kicked all of their sandcastles to the ground and laughed as he stood over Gavin and his friends and said, "Is anyone want to fight me?" Gavin and his friends were quiet, and Nicholas turned around and walked away. The friends all looked at each other and said, "Wow, he's so mean." Gavin went home and thought about what happened. He felt very sad for Nicholas. He told his mom and dad what had happened. They both said, "You stay away from that boy, Gavin. He is nothing but trouble." Soon it was Christmas Day, and everyone was happy. Everyone was too poor to have a Christmas tree, so they just gathered around the fireplace and gave each other one small gift. Gavin gave his gift to his little brother. It was a bottle opener that he found one day when he was walking home. His little brother jumped up and down with joy, and Gavin gave him a big hug. Everyone was so happy. Finally, it was Gavin's turn to open his gift. He went over to his stocking and pulled out the small gift. He slowly opened the little newspaper wrapped package and saw his brand new shoelaces. He jumped for joy at his laces because his laces were really old and broken in many places. He hugged his mom and dad and ran outside with excitement to show all of his friends. And then it hit him. A sadness came over Gavin as he thought about Nicholas. He remembered that Nicholas had no shoelaces at all, and probably had no Christmas at all. He started heading toward Nicholas's house and knocked on the door. Nicholas's mom came out. She was loud and messy, and she said, "What do you want?" Gavin said, "Merry Christmas, ma'am. Is Nicholas home?" She said, "Ain't no Merry Christmas in this house." "Nicholas, get out here. Somebody's calling for you." Nicholas came running out of the house and saw Gavin. He looked at him. He stared at him. "What do you want, little girl?" said Nicholas. Gavin said, "Hi, Nicholas. I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas." And he handed Nicholas the beautiful shoelaces that he had gotten from his own Christmas. Nicholas was silent. Nicholas's mom was silent. Gavin looked at them both. He saw tears beginning to flow down Nicholas's mother's face. Then he saw tears coming down Nicholas's face. Then he felt his own tears flowing down the side of his face. The three of them cried together until their tears dried, and then they laughed, and then they cried again with happiness. They all hugged, and the Christmas spirit was upon them. From that day on, Nicholas was the nicest boy in Huntington Beach. Everyone wanted to be his friend. He and his mom were still poor, but they had more friends than anyone because Gavin taught them the lesson of giving and the power of love. From that day on, Nicholas started bringing gifts to everyone on Christmas Day, and the power of giving lives today through his example. When he was old and sick and in the hospital, his old friend Gavin came to see him and asked Nicholas, "What is your last wish, Nicholas?" Nicholas thought and answered with a tear in his eye, "I wish that everyone would give to each other like every day was Christmas Day." Then he hugged Gavin, closed his eyes, and fell asleep. Today, we hope the spirit of St. Nicholas lives in all of us, each and every one. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I love you, Tommy. Merry Christmas!